What's going on, guys? Welcome to mikeybalzz Fishing. I got a buddy with me today. You are going to see him. But we are going to do some winter fishing today. Everybody say hi to Bog. Sleeping Bog in the sun. Got kind of cool conditions. You know, we've kind of talked about winter fishing quite a bit, and I've talked about those good days, those fun days. And what they oftentimes relate to is a warm-up. You know, you can see I'm in a hoodie, dude. Like, it's been freezing. You guys saw some of the little videos where there's ice on the truck. I'm writing my name in ice, dude, bundled up. And it's been freezing, but you get these like 2 or 3 day periods when things like warm up, and these jokers start to bite. They start to bite moving baits pretty hard. You can kind of fish through stuff pretty quick, and they also suspend. So what I got, you're gonna see some solo video of me to get started because I picked my buddy Ryan Salzman up at the rent. Ryan, if they want a guide trip or they want to ask you more questions, where can they find you on Instagram?
AL_bassguide_meme lord. You get to see me pick out all kinds of backlashes and memes on that, and then YouTube's just Alabama Bass Guide.
Hashtag pro, bro. He fishes the MLF pro circuit and that. He's a full-time guide out here on Lake Guntersville, which is where we are right now. But what we're gonna do is, Ryan is an excellent jerkbait fisherman, so we're gonna explore some jerkbait fishing, maybe some other techniques. But he did mention when it warms up like this and it's sunny, these fish kind of like to suspend a little bit, and I want him to kind of show me how that pattern works and maybe walk us through. Oh, be quiet. Dude. That's a backlash bass.
That's a backlash bass. He's pulling that drag, son. Look at that jerk.
He ain't coming off either.
Hardcore jerkbait in his face.
Are you kidding me, dude? Look at Bug.
Watch out, Boggy. Heck yeah. Dude. This is what we're talking about, guys.
If you like that, you like jerkbaits and bass's mouth, stay tuned. You're gonna love this video. Look at all that bait. See it all? That is a lot of bait. Catch some bat and pet Bog's belly. Okay, that's what's happening here? Okay, I get it. Yeah, no fishing in this video, just belly petting. Sean? Or a tree? Or oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, that's a good one. Center mass. Here you go again with that.
Dude, they get that sucker center mass.
Yeah, he ain't coming off.
No.
Bog's all fired up. Bog. Bog, stop.
Stop, Bog.
I gotta remove a tongue from your badootie.
Old hardcore coming through on Lake Guntersville. A really cool tip. You know you're throwing the right color. See that center hook? You want them eating, Mikey makes fun, center mass of the bait. You want them targeting that because that's giving them the most points. And if they're eating it sideways, you got the right color. This is what I say, if you're not throwing Pro Blue, you're not jerking.
Biggin? Oh, what?
Tail.
No, you got him in the front. He was just turned to the side.
No, in the tail.
Oh, you got him in the tail.
They've been slapping at it. Oh my God, you can see this?
That's, Jesus. Ryan's got, he's so on, he freaking catches a 4-pounder in the tail.
Talk about those hooks and that hardcore bait.
Dude, that's a big one.
I got this bass in the tail on my hardcore, and it's like a 4-pounder.
What are you gonna do?
I'm trying to get him, and Bog's in the way. Boggy, you gonna help? I love you. God, give me your mouth.
Dude, you caught him in the wrong way. Like, that's, oh my.
That's how, dude, Mikey was calling me out. He said, oh, you're
over ripping.
You're over ripping. I said, one just knocked it. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna need pliers to get that out because that jerkbait was not coming out. We could have let him swim around for a while.
Dude, that's. So you think, Bog, stop. You think that fish slapped at it or was near it and then?
There's no, this bait, we're in, how deep are we?
Like 10 foot, dude.
10 foot?
Yeah.
This bait's going down 4 or 5. He come up and totally swiped at it. I watch my jerkbait, and if you're a jerkbait fisherman in clear water, you will see fish stalk your bait a ton. And I guarantee you this fish was stalking it. Just wanted to be like, yeah, not really into it, kind of into it. Got a little too close to those treble hooks and caught his little butt in the tail. That's a good fish.
Dude, that is a good one.
I'll take them any day. And this water's really clear. They get these beautiful markings. That's a clear water bass.
Had to ride herself.
That's right.
I am looking forward to some sight fishing.
There you go. Oh, fuck. Sorry, Mike.
No, you're good.
Oh, fuck, don't move. It's in your sweater,
Stay.
little guy.
Stay. Guys, we got a little predicament. Yeah, stay right there. Stay.
Here's one. Oh, poor fella. You're being so good, buddy. These hooks really are sticky. Was flipping and goose on in there. There's some submerged I drilled.
But that's, oh dear. Please don't be a drum. No, he just got it on the side. Finally catching up with Ryan here, boy. Oh, except why do Ryans eat them with the right in the middle? Mine freaking eat them on the tail. Nice one, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's kind of awesome, dude. That was a fun bite. That's when sometimes they take the slack out of the line on that jerkbait, dude, and there is no better feeling. It's almost like a flipping bite, dude. You really do want to use like a softer tip, kind of like a parabolic rod with those jerkbaits. It's just like crankbait fishing, but you're twitching it. You know, Ryan, we've caught a few fish.
Yep.
Actually, I should say, Ryan, you've caught a few fish. I caught a couple too. But Ryan's throwing this dual jerkbait. But what's as important as the jerkbait that you pick is kind of where you're throwing it and picking up on stuff. Ryan, one of the first times we ever fished together. Oh, you got one?
Yep.
All right. Well, you catch him then.
Dude, it's a pattern, dude. It's such a pattern.
And that's what we're going to tell you what it is.
It is a pattern. It's not a really big. It's probably the smallest one that I've caught. But he yoked it, dude. We were dialed in. I'm gonna anchor this trolling motor. Watch the buggy.
Yes, and Bog's been hooked a few times today, but
you can see maybe why. But this is the deal, man. They're getting the front hook every time or center, and we're gonna let him go.
So Ryan talked about the pattern. Actually, see the cast he just made? Actually, I should have filmed you making that cast. So here's what we figured out. We just come out and kind of like fun fishing and screwing around a little bit. See where his bait just pulled out though? Well, obviously these are some docks right here. And what we kind of figured out, and Ryan kind of put me on it, dude, is it seems like the corner of these docks is the key. It's a little bit deeper water. What are we in there, Ryan? Like 8, 9 foot. Yeah. There's a little bit of grass down there as well, but we're targeting the corner of these docks. And what's kind of interesting, so if you look at this corner, this is the sunny side. You look at that corner, that's the shady side. Which one would you fish? You fish the shade side, right? No, dude. It's been on the sunny side. And Ryan, you kind of talked about it. What's the deal? You think a jerkbait is more effective when it's sunny out?
Yeah, something I've noticed, I've put an immense amount of time fishing on these lakes, and it seems to me that on Alabama lakes, at least, and Clearwater impoundments, that when that sun's shining, those fish look up. And I have actually found when it's cloudy, the fish kind of relate to the bottom a little more. And it's just, as a fisherman, you know, before I started fishing full time, I actually thought the opposite. I thought sunny, they want to hide, get in that shade, like Mikey said, and, you know, relate to structure more, or cover more rather. And then when it's cloudy, they roam. Now, I think there are days they roam when it's cloudy, but when it's sunny out, and if you're in the fall and winter time, bait is key. And not your fishing bait, the bait they're actually eating. And there's a lot of bait fish, and the bait fish usually rise higher in the water column. And I think the bass's eyes just kind of naturally follow that. So it's just kind of nature. I've kind of got to know nature over the years. So that's why you go to a Smith Lake or all these other lakes, sunny, bright days, top water, right? Middle of the day, they come up busting it. So same principle in the winter, jerkbait, middle of the day, bright sun. And Mikey and I, we didn't have any preconceived notions. We just kind of went fishing, brought a few rods, and let the fish tell us. I showed them this cool jerkbait I've been catching them on, and this thing has teeth marks all over it. You can kind of see the back's chewed up, belly. And didn't take long. We got our first bite on it, kind of kept good running with it. Mikey tried a few different things to keep him honest, and the pattern showed itself after 2 fish. The first one was kind of random in the middle of a flat. The next one was on the corner of a dock. Next one, corner of a dock. Mikey said, hey man, they might be on the corners of a dock. I'm gonna pick up my jerkbait. Mikey picks up his rod, fires, boom, corner of a dock. And then boom, Ryan just got another one on the corner of a dock. So we probably got 20 more docks through here. We'll see how many more on the corner of a dock.
Come off.
Nope.
Whoa.
Spotted bass.
Is it?
That's why. Yeah, that's why he feels so good. It looks like a spot. No, he's got a good lateral.
Largemouth. That's a birthmark largemouth.
Yeah.
Look at you.
He's on that other corner, on the wind, on the leeward side.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Mikey and I were just talking about the wind and how the wind just switched directions, and you know how, look at that birthmark on that lip. On how sometimes the wind will position the fish differently, and first opposite corner fish we've caught, but still on the corner of an eye. Look at, oh, he's got one there.
Mr. Freckles.
He tatted up. We'll lick him. Yeah. Good shake. Who is that guy? Oh, hi.
Camera versus camera, bro. All right, guys, we are going to get rid of this guy. You look just as fancy as you did when you showed up. We're going to get rid of Ryan. Make sure to go and follow him on Instagram. What is it again?
AL_Vascott_meme lord.
So Ryan showed us some great jerkbait tips. Bog is actually doing nature calls. We are going to go back out and try to implement some of those tips, see if we can't catch a few more fish, understand the pattern a little bit better. But Ryan, before you dump all your stuff away, I want to give you COVID deps and say thank you for all the insights.
Yes, sir.
And make sure to go and follow him and watch his YouTube. Like, he's doing some really cool videos. And who are you? Pat, are you catching them today, dude?
I caught one.
Caught one?
He's got a jerkbait on.
He's got a jerkbait on.
Missouri?
I caught 3 yesterday on jerkbait.
Any bagans?
One that was probably 4.5, 5.
We're going to go and try to catch Pat's fish, because that is the kind of bass that we're looking for, man.
The other 2 were just chunks. 1 pounder.
Nice.
Yeah.
But they pulled on this like light rod, and that just, oh, that's awesome.
That jerkbait's what I was catching them on.
Well, we're gonna go give it a try. So we met Pat randomly at the ramp. Ryan obviously knows the lake pretty well. Jerkbait seems to be kind of the fire deal. We're gonna go give it a little more of a run and see if we can't put together a few more fish. Toss your rope for that guy. Well, slight change of plan. And Ryan, if you're watching this, I'm gonna need a new jerkbait, bro. Yeah, I bounced this thing off my trolling motor, and whenever you bounce like a crankbait or something, like literally 9 times out of 10, it's gonna look like this when you're done. So what we're gonna do is, we're back on these docks right here, and the water's pretty clear. We're gonna try to figure out another technique that you can use other than a jerkbait. We'll see if it works out. I have no idea. The jerkbait really seemed to be kind of like the key bait for this kind of stuff, but I don't got the magic jerkbait anymore. So we're gonna try maybe like a micro swim bait, maybe throw a trap, even a glide bait around this stuff, and see if we can't figure out a secondary pattern to pick up some bites. Fish on. Old micro jerkbait comes through. That's a good one. Got one, Bog. Got a big old bass. It's a nice 3-pounder right there. Fat fish. Come here, come here. Go. Bog, you're gonna step on hooks. Careful. Nice one. Yeah, you know, guys, we backed off and he is pinned. These are some new swimbait heads that I'm trying to get that joker out of there. It's a nice 2.5-pounder right there. We backed off and I broke that jerkbait, and so I figured let's just throw that swimbait, a super light-headed, it's like an 1/8-ounce swimbait, along these, let me let her go. See ya. Along these edges, and lo and behold, dude, like 10 minutes in, we got bit. That's freaking awesome. So that's kind of like a secondary pattern you can do. You know, as secondary patterns go, this one's pretty straightforward. I got an 1/8-ounce ball head on a little Kitech. There's actually, you can see just the tail end of grass, but I'm staying along the grass edge on my C-map right here. And all I'm doing with it is, if I can get near the docks, I'll throw near the docks, kind of like we were with the jerkbait, throw it in. And I'm not letting it sink to the bottom. I'm just starting to reel, and just slow rolling it. And if I'm lucky, I tick the grass. Otherwise, I'm almost trying to keep it at that water level where the jerkbait was, and just put it in that same strike zone, because that's where the fish are looking, especially with the sun. And then, you know, they either bite it or they don't. But I'm fishing pretty slow and methodical. I am using, the water's pretty clear, so I'm using the clearness of the water to see kind of where the grass line is on the inside as well. I can estimate it on the graph, but you can see some of the little grass beds in there. So I'll throw kind of to the edge of them, just slow roll it back. And then if I do get like a little bit of grass on there, I'll just pop. You know, I think Ryan talked about it in another video. I just pop it, like I'm popping the grass off, but I'm also trying to get a little reaction strike of the fish if they're in the grass. Wow, he came up and just freaking cranked it. Oh, dude, that's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, stay on there. Dude, we ripped the swim bait off the grass and she come up and just cranked it. Oh, dear. All right, there's a 5-pounder. I'd say we got a secondary pattern, boys. Oh, come here, come here, come here. Be very calm, be very calm. I got you. How about that one? Dude, we ripped that thing off the grass and I thought it was still hung on the grass and she happened. I honestly don't know if I'm thankful that I broke that jerkbait or if I want the jerkbait back and forget about this fish, but we definitely figured out a little secondary pattern. Bog, are you so excited? Let's get her back. That is a beast. That, especially catching her on light tackle. Dude, she had a lot of fight left in her. That's a 5-pounder, dude. 4.5, 5. Just a gutty late gunner. So look at that. But let's get her back. I'll show you that. It's that finesse swim bait that I normally use. Let me get her released though real quick. Look how beautiful that water is. Go back down to your down place. But it's that finesse swim bait that I've been using. And what I did though, since we're fishing, you can kind of see here on the C-map, it kind of flattens out and we're right on the edge and there's some grass right down there. So it's definitely shallower than I normally fish that finesse swim bait. So what I did is I downsized to an 1/8 ounce. And a buddy of mine from Idaho makes these custom jigs, and it's still a screw lock jig, but instead of having that little flimsy hook, it's got a little stouter hook, but the spinning rod will still hook them. It's just kind of like a standard wire hook with a little Kitech on there. And I'm just throwing it really where we throw like that jerkbait, but I'm just trying to reel it and tip that grass. Well, that's gonna be a wrap for the day. Bog, what do you say? Oh yes, he's good, Bog, ready for dinner. Go ahead and throw a like on this video if you enjoy Bog. Stay there. We got to do a bait review here. Well, Ryan was nice enough to give us some insights and to give me a bait, which I absolutely demolished because I'm not that smart. But it's kind of cool to know we're around these docks right here. You can see them sticking out, and definitely the contours change back and forth. We're actually, if you look, we're over a bunch of grass right now. But it's interesting to note that you don't need to flip these docks or get like way back inside them to catch fish. Oftentimes you think you need to skip it like a Nico, or not a Nico rig, a wacky rig or a Ned, or pitch a jig way back in there and get like slow and deep on the docks. And today was proof that that's not the case. You know, that jerkbait or that half a jerkbait, we just basically threw it around. You can see this dock right here, just around the outsides of the posts in the little cuts in between. Definitely paid attention to where the grass came up though. That seemed to be kind of key if there were little isolated patches of grass. But I really found it interesting that we found a secondary pattern. Watch your claw, Bog. You know, you guys know how much I love this, and you've seen this in so many videos. My little ball head finesse swim bait, little deal. With that little 610 KS2 Elite, I can just slang that, and actually if I wanted to, I could skip it into some, like under some of these like boat houses and stuff like that. But it's super versatile. I was just ticking grass with it. I just kind of slow reel it till I felt the grass and pop it up. Was using only an 1/8 ounce, a little bit lighter than what you've seen in previous videos, because I'll fish that quarter down to like 35, 40 feet, like for spots especially. But it's a cool little pattern, and it's a great way to hit them hard, you know, go at them with the jerkbait, kind of power fish your way through. You got to be methodical, but you can actually kind of like power fish and move pretty quick, not super quick. But then you can go back with that swim bait and kind of pick it apart, and that's exactly what we did. We made 2 passes, ended up catching a bunch with Ryan. Didn't catch as many when we made that second pass on the swim bait, but we caught a 5-pounder, dude, a big one. But we're gonna wrap this video up. If you guys got any comments or recommended techniques that you'd use in winter around docks like this, go ahead and throw them down in the comments. I'll put links to everything that we talked about down in the description box at Tackle Warehouse, except for Bog. Bog, do you have a link at Tackle Warehouse? We should get you a link at Tackle Warehouse. That would be awesome. But thank you guys for watching. This is Grassroots Real Fishing. Like, if you like these kinds of videos, support these kinds of videos, because YouTube doesn't like these kinds of videos, and you get a lot of, I'm not going to call it any names, but you get a lot of content that's crap, and guys that tell you whatever their sponsors say, or they're just da-da-da about a bunch of garbage. And I try to kind of meet up with anglers, have them kind of explain their perspectives. I show you what I do on the water, and I try to keep it as honest and direct as possible. So I hope you appreciate that, and I hope you enjoy it. You don't need to appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. But tight lines for now. We will see you back out on the water, hanging out with Bog, doing some fishing, bending some rods. Thank you guys for watching.